And welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Heather Childers. You know, a lot of folks asking right now why vaccinated people are still getting the coronavirus. At least 6 Texas state Democrats have now tested positive for COVID, despite being fully vaccinated. Also, over 50 people connected to the Olympic Games who were also fully vaccinated have tested positive for COVID. And then last Thursday's Yankees-Red Sox game, it was postponed because 6 Yankees players, most of whom were vaccinated, tested positive for the virus. So what is the point of getting a vaccine if you can still contract COVID anyway? Joining us now to discuss it is CEO of GeoVax, David Dodd. David, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. So to explain to folks at home, I do think that the whole point of the vaccine is not to keep you from getting it. It's just to keep you from, dying of it or having really bad symptoms. Is that right?
That is correct. It is to lessen the morbidity and especially the mortality. So hospitalizations and the mortality is the purpose of the vaccine. It's not to entirely prevent it.
So in terms of, this push to get everyone vaccinated, though, and reach these high numbers of vaccination, why try to reach that goal?
Well, I think it's a good question. And the other item to think about is we vaccinate everybody for the alpha strain. Unfortunately, 80+% of the cases currently are the Delta strain. So it's like we're vaccinating everybody with last year or 2 years ago flu vaccine, but we need something for this year. So the important thing was to get people vaccinated against the original strain, but this is certainly underscoring and illustrating that this virus continues to evolve, and we're going to be dealing with not only Delta, but probably Epsilon, Gamma, going forward. So will it ever end then, or are we just going to constantly have to come up with new versions of vaccines in order to counter the different versions of the virus as it continues to mutate? I think most of us are believing, as some of us have felt for a long time now, this is going to be very similar to the annual influenza model. So every year we have to address that, and we've been working for 20 years, making progress more recently. Companies have been working in the government towards a universal influenza vaccine. Mm-hmm. And that's why companies such as GeoVax are working on a universal coronavirus vaccine, because we recognize that simply being focused on one of the viral proteins is insufficient. We vaccinated everybody. I've been vaccinated against the alpha strain. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I'm probably at risk of the Delta strain or more.
Interesting. So, because I do know that it's all of the vaccines that people have taken, and they are still, they can still get the COVID, the Delta variant, as you say. Right. So yours that you're working on, what's the progress before we run out of time?
Yeah, the progress we have is that we are in discussions with NIH to actually accelerate our developments, because we are focused and our technology allows us to do multiple variants rather than just one, and we're testing for that right now. Mm-hmm. And we're focused on single dose, which is what we've been able to demonstrate in numerous models of other infectious diseases, very deadly models.
Well, that would make sense. So hopefully we could just get the one instead of, getting all these boosters that everyone's talking about and repeatedly getting these shots. David, thank you so much, as always, for joining us.
You're welcome. Be safe.
You too. Well, coming up, a football